Why would Ryan Serhant, a millionaire real estate broker and even a TV celebrity who was getting 25 million eyeballs on his face per week, end up spending millions of dollars to start a YouTube channel? Well, in his own words, starting YouTube in 2018 changed everything for his business, and he ended up building a $9.8 billion empire. So if you just watch this video and follow these principles, you can also learn to make a shitload of money from your YouTube brand. Let's start with the first thing, which he does brilliantly and actually is counterintuitive to what everybody else would tell you. The videos he was making 5-6 years ago are very different from the videos he's making today. He's actually getting way lesser views than what he was getting back in the day, but there's a very smart and crucial reason for this change. So if you look at the YouTubepreneur strategy matrix, which is my proprietary matrix, you can actually get access to it if you join the YouTubepreneur Academy, which is a free group on School. There I talk a lot more about this in depth. But anyways, for now, let's actually dive into Ryan Serhant's strategy here. So there's actually two major things you need to look at when you decide what your strategy should be. The first one is, what do you sell? As in, is it something that people have seen before or haven't, and where does it really belong? And then the second thing is, what mechanism is your delivery like? So for Ryan Serhant, he sells luxury done-for-you services, something that, essentially people would pay $100K or more for. Here, in this case, it's millions of dollars. And so with luxury done for you, you can't just make content for everyone because, well, it won't end up attracting the right audience, people who can pay. So what he needs to do is he has to make attention market content and exclusive videos that nobody else can make. And if you look at what he's doing now, it's exactly that. He is doing these exclusive videos, but he's not going mass market with his content like he was before. He's not trying to go viral anymore. So if you take a look at one of his most recent videos, which is on December 7th, 2024, it has only 30,000 views, but it has a link here to buy this $17 million mansion. If you go to that page, it's actually sold out. The page is not even found anywhere, which means he ended up selling $17 million property with just 30,000 views. And that's the crucial difference. When you're selling luxury services like real estate, speaking engagements, even like $50,000, $100,000 speaking engagements, you're selling extremely luxury done for you services. You can't make mass market content because then you'll end up attracting the wrong people into your funnel. You want to make attention market videos, which basically just means that you want to make content that people who would already be paying attention to topics like this would end up watching. And you want to be exclusive with what you make. You want to make stuff that essentially nobody else can make, which is what he's doing now. He was also doing that before, but he was going mass market with it, whereas now he's making more attention market stuff because his goal is simple. He wants to sell these houses and also recruit people for his Serhant business. So he wants people who are agents to join his company and become agents under him. The goal with content like this is to build brand dominance, sell to the 1%, which is why he has to go a little bit broad, but not extremely broad. And he has to use lifestyle-driven content and show behind the scenes because the goal at the end of the day is to build trust. Trust is the most important factor because he's selling exclusivity and relationships. I mean, there's thousands or millions of other brokers people could go to, but why would people choose him? Because he has something that others don't. He already has prestige behind him. He already has a proven track record, right? You want to connect with him as a person because he's also selling the relationship. I mean, you never know who else he could connect you with if he was just your broker. Who could be buying your house? And, it could be a celebrity. It could be somebody extremely rich and famous and powerful who could end up, becoming connection for you, right? So he's also selling that aspect, which is, an extra benefit. Okay. Now, the next factor is what is really important. So pay deep attention here. Okay. This is again my proprietary formula for views. This is actually a mathematical calculatable formula. So it has 7 factors. Actually, it has 26 factors, but we'll only talk about the main ones that he's doing right, that not many other people are doing in this market. But this whole formula actually includes ideas, titles, thumbnails, the Hormozy value equation, and also market size divided by 10. It's just mathematically calculatable. Okay, but let's talk about from the ideas factors. This is the main factor that stands out that he does right that nobody else is doing. Having a strong barrier to entry in your content. Now, barrier to entry is actually the most important factor. It's on a scale of 0 to 4, whereas some of the other factors are just on a scale of 0 to 2 because it has the most strength in terms of what makes an idea stand out. So the barrier to entry for the kind of content he makes it's pretty hard to be able to tour an expensive house like this. It's actually more on the extreme side. It's extremely hard for most people to be able to get here. So if you try to look at his content, it's extremely hard for almost anybody to be able to make videos like this, which is why he gets 3 points on just this one factor out of 20 points in total across 7 different factors. So this itself makes his content stand out because, well, he has content, he's making videos on mansions that, well, nobody else probably has access to. In his market at least. The next factor we'll move on to is from the titles, and he does this brilliantly well. Most people, you see, when they end up they write their titles, they try to make them as vague or intriguing as possible, right? There's this curiosity gaps and intrigue and all of that, but there's a crucial factor that most people miss. And you'll see this when you look at his old videos versus his new videos. So in his old videos, he was saying, touring a massive $280 million Colorado mansion, Ryan Serhant vlog, touring a massive $188 million California mega mansion. But how many people who are gonna buy a house want to see mansion tours? Probably not a lot of them. The other thing is that how many people can even get an $188 million mansion? It's not a lot of people, right? So he's not trying to sell a mansion using a video like this. But then when you look at his new stuff, it's very clear who's the target audience for it, because he's saying inside a $17 million mansion in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods. So he's calling out the target audience and kind of the things that they like and they want. He's calling out their psychographics, their desires, their goals inside the $60 million mega mansion in North Palm Beach. Clear target audience is actually scored on a scale of -1 to 1 points. And the reason a -1 is there in something like this for a title is because title with unclear target audience, with the vague target audience, actually ends up reducing the potential reach for your video because, well, nobody really knows who the video is for. But in this case, even his old stuff wasn't really vague with the target audience. It was just directed. You get a direction for who this is for. I mean, it's for people who like to watch mansion tours, but it's not specific enough, which is the case with his new content. It's inside a $17 million mansion in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods. It's people who want that exclusivity, who want exclusive neighbors. He's calling out the psychographics of his exact target audience. He's calling out in North Palm Beach, exact mega mansion in North Palm Beach, exact target audience. So he ends up getting 1 point for that reason with his titles. Now let's move on to the last factor, which is wide appeal in market size. So market size is actually, when I was calculating or finding out this formula, it's what was most profound to me that I was just confused about is why are some things so much more important than the others. So market size and the 4 factors inside it are extremely important when they can double, triple. Market size in general can up to 10x the number of views that your video can potentially get. And you can calculate this before even uploading a video. So wide appeal as a factor by itself actually doubles the number of potential views you can get. And if you look at his competitors' videos versus his videos, you can see this very clearly. His competitors make content like 3 hours of the best luxury homes you've ever seen. Well, if you can look at, these are universal videos. Almost anybody wants to watch best luxury homes you ever seen. It's a desire, right? People are curious about what's going to be inside. So people watch content like this. But then when you look at what Ryan makes, he could easily make videos like this, but he doesn't. He makes inside the $60 million mega mansion in North Palm Beach, right? This is not extremely widely appealing content. It's not even really broad content. There's not a lot of people who would watch something like this. Almost niche, but it's not exactly niche. It's somewhere more on the broad scale. For simplicity and for it being a calculatable formula, we can't have decimals because that's going to make things complicated. So his content isn't super niche, but it's also nowhere close to being universal. It's less than broad, it's somewhere in the middle, but it's more towards broad. So this is the most interesting thing, and a lot of people get this wrong. And that's why, well, if you just follow some of these factors for yourself and see how you can implement this into your own strategy, you'll end up actually just getting a lot more success from your content in general. So if you also want to become a YouTubepreneur but don't want to learn all these things for yourself, well, you can book a call from the link in the description. I'll personally get on a call with you and help you figure out your exact strategy and see how I can help you scale your presence and your brand using YouTube.